It's a tug of war, battling to keep my sanity. Say no more, say no more. I love you, but I can't keep killing me. I look at myself, I wonder why you don't recognize who you traumatize me. Now what do I do? Pick up the pieces and go.
Let your heart break sometimes. It's better to leave behind places you lost your mind. Let your heart break sometimes. Let your heart break sometimes. Let your heart break sometimes.
I've adored the time I had to live in this fantasy. Now I'm looking for a way to better me a remedy. I look at myself, so wonder why you recognize who traumatized me. Now what do I do? Pick up the pieces and go.
Let your heart break sometimes. It's better to leave behind places you lost your mind. Let your heart break sometimes. Break sometimes. Let your heart break sometimes.
Honey, I'm a perfect 10. What does perfect even mean? Is there even such a thing? Oh, can we switch up all the rules and imagine a utopia? Darling, I'm just so fed up with these expectations. They keep weighing me down. My heart is begging me to get the hell out of my head. I'm trying to live inside the upside down for a minute and pretend. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, whoa. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, whoa. And if I say it enough, it gets ingrained in my head, and I start to see. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. 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 Whoa. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Disgusted with myself and I'm disgusted with the way we're told to have a certain face, a certain way because we aren't pixels on a screen. No, we're human, we breathe. Every single thing we see curated, it's overrated. These expectations, they keep weighing me down. My heart is begging me to get the hell out of my head. I'm trying to live inside the upside down for a minute and pretend. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa.
It is a culmination of a year-long league. These are the best of the best our country has to give.
Last big stunt coming in from Cesare, but that is it. Only one, and that is it. I don't think there's more. And your grand champions,
Look at the glee, look at the joy. He's finally broken the curse. The shouts of true victory.
It's mine.
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 Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the VS, the Mavericks, the High School Esports League. And we are about to finish off the last game of the day, so do stay tuned. It's going to be a cracker of a game. We got St. Benedict's up
Against Hudson.
Yeah,
Hudson.
Quite peculiar, Hudson. You know, they're going to come up somewhere. You know, Hudson, I've seen St. Benedict. They got the rugby team, but you know, Hudson might have the esports team, so we're going to see how that game goes. It is a best of three, it's not a best of one, so there are still chances if they lose map 1 or map 2. Map 3 will be the end.
Team that loses this goes home.
Nobody wants to go home.
Nobody wants to go home in day one. But St. Benedict's did just play a very close series against Paul Roos. Both those games went to overtime. It was a lot of overtime. I want to forget it. They did lose 2-0, but it was a lot of overtime.
It was a good fight for them at the very least. They got experience. They got all those rounds on the board. And at the end of the day, there's some glimmers of hope, something for the future for them to look at in terms of the mistakes that they made. So they can definitely work for that and go into the next year, into the next 2 legs in 2020. Big year for that. But we're focused on the now. We're focused on the present. And we will get the vetoes. We will get the maps for you very shortly. And just speaking about high school esports league in general, it's so phenomenal. Exciting. I wish I had this during my days.
Can I go back to school?
I will go back to school right now. I need to brush up on my English. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with going back to what you learned in the past.
But it's great to see. I mean, you had rugby. I mean, both of us were big sportsmen. I mean, me on the hockey side, you on the rugby side.
It was nice because
it was lovely.
Yeah, we got to enjoy it a lot. I mean, imagine the days moving forward now. Let's say plus minus 4 years time, and instead of your whole school, you know, climbing in a bus to go watch your whole school play rugby from under 14 all the way to first team. Yeah, they not just doing that only for rugby, but doing that for esports, and you know that is the future. Everybody knows it. It's just it's all about time at the moment, and that's all we have.
So the veto is Inferno.
Nice.
Then Train.
Nice.
Vertigo.
Nice.
Not so nice.
There's a Vertigo. No way. It's third, right?
Third map.
Yeah, I hope we don't get to Vertigo. It's the new Vertigo as well. It's the updated Vertigo. They've changed a lot. They have changed a lot.
We were talking about it earlier. I mean, like, the mid being changed so much, Squeaky being removed, and on A site, that alleyway being added. It adds such a different dynamic to the map itself. Yeah. But I don't like it. I still don't like it. As
a CTM, my biggest thing is being able to control your own rotation in terms of middle. And Squeaky Door was that. Now you have to take the longest route, and then while you're taking the longest route, you can get cut off by middle. Yeah. There's supposed to be a direct connection. Yeah, you could argue there. You obviously cross towards the second entrance into that A site, but I still think it needs another revamp. But again, only time will tell. We need to see it at the higher pro levels to see how they deal with it, if they're comfortable with it.
Because they're not playing it yet. I mean, like Pro League and what was the other one?
DreamHack qualifiers. I think they'll be doing the
old Vertigo. Yeah.
Which is okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, not at all. So the first time it was seen was at the high school esports league in South Africa.
They can be proud. I mean, the first team to play this map competitively. Yeah, I'd say
one of.
There we go.
We're up there.
I'll definitely put that on my CV.
Played on the new Vertigo first. Thank you. That's a checklist. But going back into this game, I mean, just talking a bit about these teams. Hudson came up on a harsh loss, as I understand it, against Hillcrest. I think it was like 16-3, 16-4.
It wasn't good.
So it wasn't that great. But now, and they played against Paul Roos, which was also, you know, that sort of same scoreline. And St. Benedict's just went up against Paul Roos and went to overtime twice. Yes, they lost 2-0. But
it was close.
It was close.
Yeah, close, but no cigar.
I think the scoreline doesn't reflect, though, how close it actually was.
It doesn't reflect. And I honestly think both teams had the opportunity to close it out and actually take it, well, not both take it to third, but I do think Paul Roos, it's a touch and go at that point, you know, overtimes, little mistakes. And they get more amplified, those little mistakes, when you take those demos, you dissect it, you look it apart. And I definitely think teams need to go through their demos if they are looking to get better, especially at the school level. You have time to sit together and actually go through the demos on a Friday, which is much better to what we
yeah.
do. We sit online and we're like, oh, blah, 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 blah. We say, argue about this, argue about that, but I don't know his facial expression, what it means, and I'm big on reading body language, so if a guy's trying to get a message across and he's got the sense of urgency in his face, I'm going to receive that quite well, where if I'm sitting in a PC and I'm like lounging and I'm having a cup of coffee and I'm watching something on TV, I'm not really focused, I'm not really there with them, so them being in a high school together and every Friday or even during the week they can sit down and chat, that's so much better, and I think that is the future in terms of, you know, the level of CS increasing, and if it starts getting better at the school level, it will obviously come through towards the higher levels, university levels, and eventually towards the bigger NGOs, and it's still an interesting dynamic to actually look at it. How's it going to work? How's the ecosystem going to be, I wouldn't say consistent, but how's it going to be fluid in that sense? As if I'm high school, let's say, for example, Mr. Me plays for Sinister 5 and he plays for High School League, does he have to juggle both? Like,
that's the question,
in the future,
right?
how's that going to look? Is it going to be the sense where I was actually thinking, there was an example of this actually, I was looking at, which team was it? It wasn't a team, it was a different sport actually, where they were allowing players to actually go play for the higher teams at the end, but they have to have a commitment to their esports school team. Let's say there's 25 games in the year, they have to meet a category of playing, like, let's say half those games in the year, like 13, whatever, 12, and I know it's an interesting balance, but that's definitely 2 years down the line. We have to look at it now, but it's worth the discussion.
This is also what we're doing here is also an interesting fact, because this sort of becomes the feeder to all the big MGOs that we're used to. You know, your big fives, your Goliaths, your Sinister Fives, all those big MGOs that are looking for new players or you know, new teams. I mean, we were having a chat about it earlier. Maybe a little ways down the line, you know, you have that opportunity to come down to these events, look at the kids playing, being like, oh well, we want to handpick.
I'm scouting right now.
Well, exactly.
I'm scouting
for
talent right now for my academy team. So there's nothing wrong there at all. I've already got a few eyes there. I mean, nothing wrong with that at all.
Tossing
and
some
it's
big five
nice to
shirts
see
around.
because, like one, I get to cast most of the games, and it's nice to see that, you know, there's different levels of there's different categories of skill levels.
100%.
Like, and then not only that. You get to see what they're exposed to, how they receive it, and how they respond to it. Like, let's say a LAN environment in these two boots. Pretty sure these teams haven't played in boots before. All these players, besides obviously Mr. and maybe God's Not Dead, But it's experience that you need, and I think it's going to benefit them moving forward, right? And I think we could be in an advantage in terms of South Africa if we keep doing this. We keep getting schools, more and more schools. They'll be better at a foundation level, and when they go through to the professional level, we will be more ready than we are going overseas. Way more ready.
100%. Because I mean, think about it. When we came into the quote unquote the pro scene in SA, we didn't have that experience. You sat in a booth for the first time, and I was like, okay, well. I'm 20 and I'm like freaking out.
This is nice.
And it builds that BMT from early. It builds that you know, that risk factor that you go into a LAN event, that LAN temperament, the LAN fatigue. It builds all of that from an early stage, and then you don't get to the stage where you're at a pro level and it's like, oh well.
What now?
What do I do now?
It's good. Like, I'm remembering what was the first time playing in the booth? I think
2017, 2016.
2014, 2015. Those were the 2 years where the big boots came out. That was like the first ESWC where we qualified. Canada was great. It was great. But I wish I was more conditioned to the boots a bit sooner, because it's a different type of pressure. Do you know what I mean? It's a different type of environment.
I'm going to stop you there, because we're going into the game. The pistol round has started. St. Benedict's versus Hudson Park, and it looks like a quick B rush. They haven't opted to take any of that banana control, so they're going to find the information there, and they've already crossed onto site. There's 1, 2, 3 players, or all the players. Wowza getting the first of the picks there.
Indeed, and not only that, the rotations seem to be locked out. Backstage control's already been established by St. Benedict's, and he's just moving on, he's carrying on. They're putting me to push CT spawn at this point in time. Fall back and save the armor for another day, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case.
No, not going to be the case. One player left with that 5-7, and he's going to get taken down. And that is the first round going into St. Benedict's.
Yeah, and we did expect them to, obviously, they're the favorites come into this matchup versus Hudson Park, but there were a few cracks, there were a few grooves in their defense and attack looking at the previous game, so they got something to prove here, so they might looking to remedy all those little nitty-gritty things that they perhaps tripped up on in the previous map. And full eco, so you do expect St. Benedict's to win a round like this. The standard default, control banana, take apps with the utility and numbers.
Yeah.
And from there, take mid control and banana, and slowly but surely you start seeing some kills back and forth. But there is upgraded armor and pistols onto some of the players, and maybe a grenade onto Skeleton.
Oi. I'd like to see the continual crossfire there on mid between N1 and N2. I think it's such an important way to hold the side, but, well, you don't check your corners. That's what's going to happen to you.
Got to check your corners, man.
Here's Dan. And God's not dead there with the AK for the cleanup. 2 players left on the side of Hudson Park. Bomb is down, and that is Prawn with the Mac 10, finding himself 2 kills, making a bit of bank on top of that as well, going into the next couple of rounds. 2-0.
There's nothing wrong with a bit of walk around money, eh?
No, not at all.
There we go. He's probably going to upgrade or keep it. I prefer keeping these guns. Yeah, you win the round. You buy Mac 10s, you get a few AKs, and you keep those rounds, but you need a specific play, a specific strat, and how you want to go about it. You can't conduct your normal default in rounds like this, so it has to be a different. That is the key factor. Maybe a quick push into banana, take control of that, do a burst into the side, contact play up middle. As you can see, the buy from Hudson Park isn't the best. The money is a bit wonky. A little bit wonky. We see a bit of force buy in a few players and some save money in a few players. So perhaps they're hedging their bets. They can buy this round and the next. Lovely pick up from the FAMAS there on middle. Lone Saber doing a good work there. Haven't actually casted this team yet, eh?
No, we haven't casted this team yet.
Nice.
This is the first time they'll be on stream as well as in the booths. Just looking at the buys, we've said it before, but I just want to reiterate. Using the SMGs at a long angle like that from Coffin isn't going to work. That's a good way of using an SMG.
Good angle,
you know, holding the boiler angle, making sure that you're there close up. If you're hitting the heads, you know, getting those frags, making money, and that's the way that you need to play. Like you said, the key factor in keeping SMGs or buying SMGs in a round, you need to use them effectively.
Yeah. There's no point taking those long duels with a sewing machine gun unless you're really, really good with it and you don't miss.
Yes.
But we do see 2 players heading towards that A side from St. Benedict. I don't know how they're going to get through a round like this. We do see a pick up on Goat, and that's the first step into this. Now they have 3 more. Oh, scout shot there. No armor, so it does pay off. The Goat coming through quite big for his team. 2v2, and the other 2 players are aware. And it comes down to this fight in the middle between Amake and Prawn, and he crouch prawns his face off. Now it's a 2v1. Half HP, no kid to work with. No one in TeamSpeak to talk to, no one at home, just himself. Not even his parents can help him right now.
I think it's said, that's a good call. There's no kit. The bomb's ticking down. You have an AK. Might as well take that into the next round with you. You're going to have a bit of money. Drop a friend a gun and go into the next round. 3-0 now. St. Benedict's taking the lead quite early here. And that was after the first buy. I want to see the meta flow through down where you save 3 rounds and then buy.
Agreed. You do see some teams try contest the actual normality of doing that, because that has been standardized as normal. But how do you break that shift? How do you play into that? How do you use that to your advantage that teams are buying normally? Like, the biggest thing is if teams are buying normal, they shouldn't have full utility or shouldn't have the necessary head armor. So you can't work that in, but then who does have the utility?
Exactly.
So that's when you actually have to do your research. That's where your Stralis playbook comes out.
But that's also map dependent, right?
Yeah.
Because on a map like Inferno, utility is super important on T side, because you needed to clear out banana, you needed to clear out mid, you needed to take banana control, and you don't have, after taking banana control, you don't have much left to take the site.
Not at all.
You know, you're looking at those factors, and again, you know, you're going for the next 2-3 rounds, maybe buying an M4 here and there, and not really having the util, especially on CT side as well, to contest that banana. Throwing the deep smoke, maybe getting into banana with a couple of Molotovs and nades. That's something that you need to be doing proactively as a CT on Inferno.
Agreed, and you know, this is a util-based map, and if you don't have that, it's going to be really tough. You can't really rely on those aim duels. You see those nooks and crannies. There's so many angs here on Inferno. So you have to use the angles in your advantage and the utility. You'll see a lot of pro teams as a CT side, that 4-foot mid control, and that molly off boiler, then that re-aggress middle. Those are the little set plays, little micro plays you build into your strat book, running off a default, you know, and it's nice to appreciate that.
There's a lot of work that goes into that.
A lot of work goes into it, and just a lot of game time. Like, if you're playing you got 8,000 hours in the game, you should be able to know how to construct these small little plays. But we do see a full buy coming out of both teams. Not a full buy again. I did say Hudson maybe we're hedging their bets coming into this round. They can buy this round and the next, which is okay. But you need to get the frags And, you know, at the same time, if you're going to lose it around, save 1 or 2 just to help get a better buy. They have no utility, as you can see. They can't counter you till they're just praying on the spray down, and it's about to go down.
You know, when you entering onto site like this, before I continue, the breach is coming through. That is St. Benedict's on site. God's not dead, picking up 1. Can he get traded? Yes, he does. The Lone Saber's there, but Prawn taking off the head of Scully. And that is it. Site has been taken. Bomb is down 3v4 in the afterplant.
Oh, nice hot from God's not there. Another headshot, on the Lone Saber, and it comes down to 1 man, the USP and a scout, and Skeleton. Oh man, what is he to do here? Does he do economic damage? Does he fall back? He's getting shot in the 6, but he gets a kill nonetheless.
I think a kill there was great, but now he needed to fall back. He needed to go back, save what he had.
Yeah, he locked himself there.
Exactly.
You can't really do that.
No, you're going to die there.
It's a tight spot, man.
And now we see, like you say, the money for the next couple of rounds on the side of Hudson is going to be bad. They're not going to have the util. They're not going to have the weaponry they need to defend this off.
I'd say I wouldn't say lacking a bit of leadership, lacking a bit of guidance and experience in terms of how the economic system actually works and how you're supposed to utilize that to your advantage on the CT side.
Completely.
And just the round loss bonus. So that's a little thing they need to just brush up on. But what they do know how to do is shoot, and we're about to find that very soon. As mid-control has been established right now, and Lone Saber is going to get out of dodge. He doesn't want any of that. He's just got a pistol, so I understand why. But he does leave his team isolated. He gets deleted by God's Not Dead. You can see why they are the favorites right at the moment. They're just hitting all their shots, taking the side quite cleanly. Lovely headshot there, but he's getting spammed down. I like that. I like that a lot.
Through the wall there, that's spam. I love it. I love spamming through there. But we have Prawn and Hazeldan picking up kills for themselves. Now it's a 2v4. Bomb is down and almost about to blow, and Prawn is there. We saw what he did in the last game, and he's just coming back and proving what he's worth in this game as well. So we'll see how that ends up. But right now, 5-0.
5-0. And this is where you want to pad your stats if you're saying Benedict. if you feel it's going to be this easy for you, you might as well just try new things. You might change it up a little. Create new strats, because there's still tomorrow, right? So maybe playing for tomorrow is it, but maybe securing the first half win with a lead and then moving into that. But we'll find out soon enough.
We talk about the deep strat book, and I mean, I've always been an advocate of not if you know you're going to win, because that's never a definite, but if you're feeling it, if you're hitting your shots, if you're a couple of rounds up, try something new, try something different. Use it as a scrim. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
Man,
but don't go to
destroying them right now. He's not. He
doesn't care.
He's letting go of the accelerator right now. He's not letting go of the brakes at all. He's taking them all down, and I wouldn't be surprised if he goes in for that ace. I wouldn't be surprised if he pushes backstage with the CT smoke, as you can already see. There's a young ghost. He gets a 4K. Prawn, don't do this to him. Don't take it away. Oh, man. Lovely angle. Saber denies his ace, and rightfully so. Rightfully so.
Always deny an ace when you can.
Yeah, even if you're on his team.
Even if you're on his team, just deny the ace. Kill him if you must, but deny that ace. And now 6-0 is the scoreline. St. Benedict's looking pretty confident in the boost there. You can see Hudson contemplating a couple of things, having a chat, seeing what they can do. I mean, they can always take a tech pause, maybe change it up a bit, maybe make sure that your side holds are as strong as they can be. And I like the change here. I like the change. 3A now. I think they could possibly send a fourth, because St. Benedict's is really favoriting this A side. I think they've hit it 5 out of the 6 times.
And having a look now, they're playing so deep, and the contact is taken by Kadum, gets the first kill there, but traded out. Nice kill by Dams into the bulk player, and the site has been taken down. One more player left in library, and he's been smoked out, and I don't see why not go through the smoke. Do the Lord's work, my boy. Go for it.
Go through the smoke without a flash and just get the kills. And now nope, God's Not Dead's there with the AK, and he's going to take off the head and make sure he secures that kill. And there comes the spray. No, unfortunately, does not connect. 2v3, the bomb is ticking down. 1 kit available, but they are still running out of time. I think they're playing. Yeah, they're gonna play for exits here. They don't have enough time.
Play for exits. Get out of here. How's the money looking right now? They have little to no money, but they do have max loss bonus, which could work for them. But they should get some AWPs up. Maybe those will work. They had the AUG last round and this round, and they got the first opener. So to get those AWPs, all you have to do is 1 shot and escape. Whereas AUG, a few bullets, just opens you up for trading a bit more. And they can't even survive with that farmhouse. At least the AK is still alive. Not too bad at all. But that's 7 rounds on the board for St. Benedict. No response. Yet from Hudson Park. No response at all. Not in terms of getting it down to a 1v1 clutch. Not in terms of route utility management and just bad decision making. They're just getting outdone, outskilled at every point in turn. I do see the scout coming up, and
I don't like that. I mean, I'd rather him pick up. He had enough money for the M4 plus a couple of util. But again, these players have banked money and they're not buying any util. They're not using it. You're not going to win this map. And unfortunately, I think that's just maybe a lack of skill coming out there. You can definitely see it because Counter-Strike has always been and will always be a game of util. If you know your util on a map, makes the game 20 times easier for your team and yourself. And the scoreline reflects.
Indeed. As you can see, majority of the attack is just barreling up and on. They're going to set up some utility here. They're going to molly up family, and they're going to smoke CT and coffins, and it's going to be so difficult. So difficult for Famach to get into us. He even pedals back, and that's the right approach. He was the only player, but now he's scout shots, and I think this is the right approach. Oh, there's a player actually locked into dark. I didn't see that at all. Yeah. I thought they were playing retake and just doing damage and falling in a bit later, but they had no utility to do so, and right now, he's getting pinched down. Look at the HP on St. Benedict's side. They just a nudge, just a flick away from being dead right now.
Being dead, yeah.
I do. They need to go for this retake. I would say. There we go. That's the first. Now it's a 3v3. Now the game is on. Now the retake is on. I wish he just waited for his teamie there, but now there's even a lurk coming in the form of Prawn, and he's going to just tap them execution style like the 1940s.
That's unfortunate, but that is the way that the game works. If you're not watching your back, it's going to happen. And well, 8-0. By coming out here again from Hudson. The AWP is out now.
The AWP is definitely out.
So the AWP is there, and they only have...
Oh, there we go. Smiles on the faces of St. Benedict. They're happy about this. They're super happy about the outcome. 8 rounds on the board. Nothing wrong with that, lad. Nope. Nothing wrong with that at all. Nice B-hops from Famaki. He knows how to use the mechanics. Ooh, close but nose to guard. Does tag. God's not dead down into 19 HP. It's not bad at all. At least they're taking risks. This is what I wanted to see. Now they're getting some kills. Take some risk, boys. Get in their faces. Show no remorse.
Maybe show a bit more aggression, you know. Get that flash your player into banana. Show some aggression. I think it'll catch St. Benedict off guard.
There we go. Good decision. Then you fall back to family. This is what you need to do. Play off each other. But it's just a bit of recklessness from St. Benedict. They didn't really smoke off CT or anything special. But if they're going to hand you a mistake, you're going to take it, right?
Exactly. You're going to capitalize on the mistake. I always said, game of CS isn't won by necessarily the best team, but the team that makes the least mistakes in a game. And you can see it happening here. Although mechanically St. Benedict's are better, they're making simple mistakes by not smoking off key areas, and then they're getting themselves into. Hudson Park are getting themselves into a better situation.
Yeah, they're just throwing away this round. It was a 5v2 at a point.
5v2, yeah.
And now it's a 2v2 retake. It's still doable, but you have no idea where these two players are sitting. The smokes has dissipated from CT spawn, but they need to clear everything up before they actually go for the retake. They picked up a smoke. They could use that in the bomb, but the goat wide swinging there, catches the man, picking the wrong angle, and it's just all about timing at this point. It's definitely going to look like he wants to put the nail in the coffin here, but Skeleton is wrapping around. They could smoke defuse by these two players.
He doesn't have a kit though, so he's running out of time.
He has a kit.
Doesn't have
his teammate has the kit. He could have picked it up.
He could have picked it up, smoked off the bomb and diffused. But that's just maybe a lack of communication then.
Oh, this pains my nervous system.
And
so close.
9-0, 6 more rounds in it, or 7 more rounds rather in it for St. Benedict's to close this off. And Hudson Park, they need to do something. I want to see some aggression. I want to see them get in the faces of St. Benedict's and try something new, because them holding the long angles, relying on their aim, not using any util, this isn't working for them. They need to be there. They need to be in the faces of St. Benedict's, make them second-guess situations and decisions that they're making, and throw the T's off guard.
Exactly. At least if you just set up the buddy system, things should go in their favor in terms of the trades and then playing the retake. But the issue is they're getting out-skilled. And so multi-frags are happening left, right, and center without trades. As we do see contact taken in the middle. And that's what I'm talking about. The trades are not working out for them. They're sitting in mollies and low HP. And there's only one player sitting on that B side, on the A side. Ooh, not bad. Not bad shot. But God's not dead in the face. And that's the smoke.
Yeah,
I thought that was banana smoke. It didn't really land, which is a bit tough for him. But
the util's coming out now. I mean, there's small mistakes happening in terms of util, but it's definitely having it, like I said earlier, having it there, then not having it at all is still already makes a massive difference.
Yeah, I mean, you'd rather keep failing the smoke and eventually getting up by trial and error, but then not doing it at all.
Yeah.
Personally, my favorite way to learn is by simulation, is watching demos and just regurgitating them on your own server, and you get better that way. A lot quicker than getting mad and failing smokes and your team is getting a bit bummed. But that's 10-0 on the board. Prawn just damaging them. 21 kills. What's going on there? That's insane. The next player's behind him is on 8 kills.
21 on 8.
Prawn's what KD is that? Where's my calculator?
Prawn is literally sitting there going, it's
21 KD.
It's like a 20.5 KD, 20.4
Are you telling me he's killing 21 people before someone makes him die?
Correct.
Insane.
That's insane.
Insane in the membrane.
Yeah, it's a 21 KD. Like, this is just Prawn going, no guys, I'm tired, I want to go home, I want to go and watch demos, let's get ready for tomorrow, let's go.
Yeah, pretty much. And you could just see it's very hard for Hudson to respond to this. Barreling into this B-Searcher, and it's just down to 2 players sitting with SMGs versus AKs. And there we go, there's no trade there. I felt he should have swung for the trade there, but at least he needs to get one. There we go, that's money in the bank. And he gets traded out, unfortunately, and that's the SAR taken down. The rotation is there backstage, but look at this middle lurk. There we go, 3v3. The middle lurk doesn't really pay off for God's Not Dead, but Hilton Park, could this be the round that they finally net? They have a kit, but what they don't have is information as to where they are and utility.
They need to make sure that they keep a track of where the lone saber is, to keep a track of that kit. And, well, this is just it. God's Not Dead on that AWP. We saw how important he was in the last game. And it just looks clinical from this point for St. Benedict's. They're trading and they're making sure that they're in the angles that they need to be. The flash comes out. What a great flash. Can he capitalize on it? And no. That's Prawn for you. Yeah. He sits there, tap, tap, tap. And 11 round, 2-0.
24 KD. If he gets 30 for 1.
30 for 1? What are you going to do?
I don't know, Mark. I don't know.
Hand him a big five shot?
No, it's a bit too soon for that. But he's not doing too bad.
No, not
I guess
at all.
he's just pugging everywhere, and they aren't killing him, essentially.
No.
They've had multiple opportunities to, but it's not happening. But let's just jump straight into this round. And yeah, the buys are very wonky. USB, body armor, you just,
That Bison as well. Not even playing it on. He's playing a Bison at a long angle as well. And this is what we're saying.
Hazer Dan just running up second mid into CT spawn. He's going to flank the B plays there. Good shot from Wowzer. But at the end of the day, he does smell a lurk. He does smell a rat there. Good pickup. Come down. He's got 60 bullets to work with. But they do 5 damage each. So
did Prawn die? No, it was Wowzer.
Did he get a kill? I mean, he's going for 20, 30 kills for 1.
25 for 1? Yeah, he's close. Double AWP setup. Okay, here we go. So double AWP setup is out. There's some new
Okay, I got a theory.
Okay,
so Hudson,
I'm hearing.
What's the next map?
It is. Let me confer. I'll tell you now.
I got a theory. And I don't know if it's
Train.
logical. So perhaps that they've spent the whole year practicing train early. That's my confidence.
Bearing in mind that this is Hudson's map pick, so.
But still, I mean, that's mind games. That's going to the next level.
Next level mind games.
Yeah.
Throw the first map.
I'm gonna make sure they pick train, but I'm gonna practice train all day long.
All day long.
Not pick it. Pick Inferno.
Pick Inferno. Make them pick train.
Give them hope, and then take it away.
And then wreck it. And then the third game is easy cleanup because it's vertigo.
There we go.
They're so devastated that they're just gonna jump off the map at every turn.
There we go. First kill. Again, being picked up by St. Benedict, and the spoof 90 comes out. Look at that. I doubt they know what the spoof is.
The spoof.
Sit down, kids.
No,
let me tell you the greatest story ever. But to say, this is a 3v3. This is good. They can come back now. The bomb just gone down, but God's Not Dead.
He's there.
He does get the kill there, and he's got an AWP, and he's holding these long angles. He's probably holding CT spawn right now. No, he's reloading. He picks up a rifle, which is okay. I mean, which is alright.
No, drops the AK. I think he was just moving it away.
It's tough now because they've no utility to flush him out, so they kind of have to wait for him to overextend, which is about to happen. If they just keep panning him, he's going to just play time, wait for the bomb to get tapped. This is the way he plays.
They do have kits though.
Yeah, the bomb is ticking super fast then. He's picked up the 8K, which is working in his favor right now. He's going to bob and weave. The last player is in such low HP. He's going to finish him off, but no.
No time.
That's the one.
Time?
Is it time? Please, Lord.
Time, no.
If you're out there.
No time.
Bomb explodes.
That is unlucky. Well, at least we know that Prawn's not going to have a 30 KD.
Yeah, he died, right?
Yeah, he died.
Oh, that halves immediately. That's the worst one
that's
with a KD.
literally cheers. Thanks for playing.
Yeah, come again. Thank you.
Okay, what's that? The 13th round on the board there for St. Benedict's?
Yeah, 13-0.
You think we're going to see the quick 60 now?
I think so. They're not.
3 AWPs again for Hudson.
It's a weird playstyle to never get utility and always get guns, which does help out in the long run, but when you play a map Inferno,
we were talking about how you save eco, right?
Yeah.
So not buying util at all.
I've seen it been done before, so it's not completely far-fetched.
Oh, no.
Oh, there we go. Those are the kills. That's the round. That's how they needed to
Let's
start
go,
off earlier.
boys. So they've got bomb control now. The negative was...
there we go. The rotations are coming through. They don't have utility now to smoke. There we go. You picked up a flashbang, but it's not enough.
4 AWPs and an AUG to hold this bomb off.
Interesting. Very interesting. I guess you can't miss 4 times.
No, you can't. And we're going to have the FAMOC with that.
But now look, if these guys play this smart, this is how you get through a round like this. This is how you get out of a round like this. You smoke top wall and banana, you flash and you get one player. Nope, they did exactly the opposite.
It's just a firing line.
There we go. How do you miss with... There we go. You can't miss with 4
No,
AWPs,
you can't miss with 4 AWPs. But this is going to make it difficult going into the next round, because if you have a quick A play or a quick B play, all you need is 1 smoke and a flash and you're on side.
Interesting and true. Interesting and true.
This is why we don't see, unless you're a fanatic going up against, who was it? NIP on Dust 2? Was it NIP? Where they bought 4 AWPs and they just
in the middle, that was
res through mid doors.
Can you imagine peeking and seeing like that's a disaster. But there we go, God's not dead, opening up around into LCG and had Hazer and with that automatic shotgun and looking where the bombers is heading towards B, but everybody's everywhere right now. Everyone's taking the individual duels and there's a lovely no scope.
Skeleton?
Oh, he's gonna Molly down. He still lands the kill, gets out of dodge, but burns for his efforts and gets shot in the chest. And now it's down to a 2v2. And perhaps this is the second round on the board for Hudson Park. I do believe, but
I believe
his
in the
HP
comeback.
is a bit low, and his teamie. Look where if they went now as fast as they could and traded this guy and got the defuse, sure.
Because look where the other player is there. I mean, he's
spawning around. He's spawning around.
Prawn's chilling.
As one does.
And then we have Goats on site. I mean, we saw what he did in the last game. So, not saying he's not competent. He's fully capable of clutching this 1v2. And look at this positioning. That is very, very unfortunate. Prawn makes it there just in time. And there he is again, getting the second one. Is he on 30 yet? 27, almost there.
Close.
14-1. But look at that difference in kills, though. 27-10 or 27-13. He's got 14 kills more.
I thought Gardner's dead was the carry for this team, but it's clearly evident that Prawn is. And he's
Prawn
running all over the place, getting his frags, and he's doing quite well at that.
Maybe I need to make some replacements in the team that I'm coaching. But anyways, 14-1 is the scoreline. And full Julies.
Yeah, full duties, and they need this pistol round if there was any way back into this map at all.
4 nades and Julies. Nade down mid, come on.
No, this is
how many?
disaster.
That first nade did a lot of damage. Wowzer picking up 2, and there comes the tap of that Julius, and he doesn't realize that the rest of the team's there. 2v2 now. This is very, very doable here for Hudson. Finds one more, puts it into a 1v1.
He's playing VC right now, and I don't think he'll expect this.
No, that is it.
Double dualies. I mean, you get double the weapenry. So basically, was it
double
5 double dualies?
Yeah,
oh my God. So they're 10 pistols.
10 pistols versus 5.
Versus 5, all right.
Yep.
10 fair.
Oh, that's it. And the PM at the end there. But 15-1 is the scoreline. St. Benedict's need 1 more to clear this out in a pretty good fashion, actually. And the SMGs with the Nova coming out for Bisons. And it's a really interesting force buy that they have here. So we'll see what they do with it. A lot of aggression down mid. They're just running down mid at this point. And that's so much damage through nades. And that is the cleanup that if I have ever seen one. 16-1, the quickest cleanup I've pretty much seen. But when you have, 60 times? 240 bullets in those Bisons, and
that's a lot of bullets, man.
Just cheers. Thanks.
Yeah, there was nothing. There's nothing to analyze there. I'd say it's a bit hard to dissect that. It was just a clinical performance from St. Benedict's. Prawn.
It really was.
Popping off pretty early. He was sitting at 20 kills for 1 at a stage, so they really couldn't stop him. And if you can't stop him, how are you supposed to stop Goat?
No,
then
exactly.
After that, it's still God's not dead. So it was a bit too much of a mountain to climb. And perhaps, like I mentioned earlier, they've been practicing, training the whole year, and It could get better
See
along
if they
there.
come back on
Yeah,
train.
but for now, we'll catch you after the break.
We'll see you soon.
The Telkom VS Gaming Masters 2019, it's happening! It's finally happened, Adam! Energy Esports, the winners of Telkom VS Gaming Masters 2019. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling really good, eh? There's not many words I can use to really describe the way I feel, other than I'm just so proud of the way my teammates performed.
Tell me a little bit more about your teammates. Are you proud of them? How did they perform?
Bro, my teammates played lights out. Like, if it wasn't for them, I don't know. Usually, like, I'm always playing very well, but come this Inferno game, I just wasn't showing up, and I'm so happy I had teammates that were showing up. If it wasn't for them, I don't think we would have won.
As far as the Telkom VS Gaming Masters is concerned, how prestigious is this a title for you guys to win?
Yo, this is the biggest local LAN of the year, and I'm really satisfied that we were able to take it.
Okay, cool guys, here at Comic-Con 2019, huge upgrade from last year. Here obviously for the VS Gaming tournaments that are going on. VS Gaming's been a great platform for gamers, new and old alike, to come and show their medals, show what they got. It's been such a great platform for us to play throughout the year, come together, show the different guys what we got and how we perform, and then the setup here this year is a massive upgrade.
Well, I think comics drive imagination. So in driving imagination, it allows parents to engage closer with their kids. So I definitely think it's a conversation to encourage, and it's definitely an expansion into exploring life with your kids and having fun and being creative.
Hey guys, I'm Goku. This is Raphael. My name's Graham. This is Leo. I think it's super important that dads encourage their kids to enjoy a day like this. I think it's super important. A lot of my heroes are comic book heroes, and they don't really exist in real life, and this is my one day that I get to celebrate them along with my kids, and they celebrate it with me. So it's a symbiotic relationship, and it's super cool. And you know what, it's such a safe space to do it in, and people enjoy it. And one of my bucket list places to go is Comic-Con New York. So one day hopefully I'll get to go there, but I'm so glad it came here to SA. Thank you, SA. It's the best day of the year. Well, 4 days of the year. I've got a weekend pass, so it feels like one long ass day.
I need to know if you'll give me a second chance. They don't come on often, but please, you know I can't stand it when you don't talk to me, when you don't talk to me, yeah. There's something inside, yeah, there's something inside that brings me back to you, yeah. No, I can't hide it, no, I can't hide it you off my mind, and I know it's true, and I'll say this to you, I want you back. There's something inside, yeah, there's something inside that brings me back to you, yeah. No, I can't hide it, no, I can't hide it anymore. I was ready to surrender my heart to you, only you. These lights all around me keep blinding my eyes from you and the truth. Don't tell me, don't tell me, don't tell me why. I know, no, no, you won't save my life. Save my life. If you keep on, you're making the waves. You and I will never be saved. Be saved. If the walls come down, will you pick me
It is a culmination of a year-long league. These are the best of the best our country has to give.
Nice big stun coming in from Zazawi, but that is it. Only one, and that is it. I don't think there's more. And you're great champions.
Look at the glee, look at the joy. He's finally broken the curse. The shouts of true victory.
It's mine.
It's mine. It's mine.
It's mine.
It's mine.
It's mine.
It's mine.
It's mine.
And we're back for map 2, ladies and gentlemen. And first map didn't go the way Hudson Park really wanted. Actually, it was a clean sweep, a whitewash, if you will.
And 16-1.
Yeah, 16-1. Not really a good scoreline, but Train is another map, and it's a very complex map at that. Not easy at all compared to Inferno, if not more technically difficult, if you will.
Well, this map, I've always said this map, Train leans itself towards teams that play well together, teams that communicate well, and on T-side, teams that use their utility effectively together. Train is all about teamwork. If you haven't noticed that from my opening statement, you can't go in, you can't try peak, you can't find success without util.
Yeah, again, you could say that, leaning towards the 70-30% of the time. There are windows of opportunity, but it has to be created.
Yes.
Space has to be created, whether you put pressure in alley to take eyes off middle and your player creeps through all off. There's a lot of avenues you could go through, but let's jump straight back into this match. It is the pistol round going live between St. Benedict and Hudson Park High School. And stock standard hold, 1 inside, 2 inside, 3 outside actually, so a bit of a different approach to this.
Well, Hudson,
we did see.
Oh, that execute coming out from Hudson, using the smokes, but there is Wowzer with the USPS, finding the head. Easy one tap for him. Can he find a little bit more? No, you can't. Smokes are down. They're trying to find on pop the trains, and they're getting some success. Hezedan there with the USPS, finding that as well. Tap. Prawn with the kill as well. And that is a clean sweep. Round 1 goes to St. Benedict's. And that was actually, it was a well thought out execute.
What did I say to you, man? What did I say? They've been practicing the whole year for Train, and they didn't even pick it, and now they get to play it. At least we see they know some sort of basic utility usage on Train. They were able to get out close to the start. There no bomb plant, just no one was really covering high ground there. The play on top of Brown should definitely have died a lot sooner than he actually did. He actually didn't even die at all, to be frank with you. But St. Benedict's do pick up the pistol round, and they have a decent buy, 2 scouts. Weird buy. I'm not going to say a decent buy. Weird buy. 2 scouts and MP7. Pawn needs to get out of there. He gets a double with the scoots. And now his teammate, he just makes it easier for the SMGs to just pick them up and get that money.
Does.
Makes it a little bit more softer.
No, it really does. And Wow's already on the roadside. He's going to get 1. Can he find a little bit more? Doing so much damage.
Many bullets going down, but no kills. Netted 1. And he's going to carry on. But the team, he's there hiding. No one wants to peek him. No one wants to go first. He's saying, you. But he gets all of them instead. And that's the second round on the board for St. Benedict. And clean sweep. No one died.
Nobody died. A little bit of damage being done, but nobody died. And that's the effectiveness of playing at an aggressive angle on Train, especially if you have that early opportunity to get on top of there and into the B.
A B bomb side. It's hard. B bomb side is a hard side to get into. But at the same time, that's why you have utility to make it a bit easier, whether it's a smoke, puff flash, or whatever. That flash definitely was supposed to go a bit further from Prawns, but this alley control's coming out. God's Not Dead picks up himself a first kill there, and Fanmark has so much work to do. He's indecisive as he went to. I'd definitely go back for that trade to be him there in a 4v3 situation. Yeah, they're going to fight to scout at long range.
Whee, there's the AWP.
Plucks out of the air like a dove, and now he's going to carry on 4v3. And, well, see, this is what I mean by the openings you can create, but you just we need to land the kills to take advantage of those openings. But now it's down to a 2v4. They had the better buy at the end of the day, but things are looking good.
They do. I mean, that early AWP was like skeet shooting, man. The guy comes flying through the air, and he gets that kill. And, well, 2v4. And, this for me is it's a bit unfortunate because of the early buy again on the third round. They could have waited a little bit longer with the buy, could have gotten some more util, a few flashes. I mean, you could have flashed God's Not Dead off the angle and then gotten easily into Ivy, maybe gone back old train and gone through to site there, maybe find a kill or two. But at the end of the day, there's just not that. I don't see that aggression with the util coming out from Hudson.
Yeah, I mean,
double AWP as
if I was them, I would just barrel out of middle, to be honest. We do see they keep putting 2 players towards that B side, but now they're 4, so that's not so much of a good idea. I wouldn't give suggestions actually, so I'll stop. But little out of control has been established, and they quite a uniform defense outside. One close to little, one playing by defaults, one playing back green, and one by Ivy. Something stock standard, but Ivy's taking so much control. 2 kills netted for St. Benedict's at the moment, and they're trying to get through middle Hudson Park. They're trying their absolute best. They're being confronted with bullets, utility, and AWPs. 2v4.
Well, one of the AWP, God's Not Dead, goes down. That's to the hands of Scully, but gets traded easily by the GOAT over there, by Electric. Getting some damage done is... I actually want it. What, Kadem? I think Kadem is the right way to go there. He's now in a 1v3. Wowzer's a bit low, but going up against 2 AWPs, you don't have any util on you, you don't even have bomb control, and there's, well, the dink and the finish off by the P250. Do you remember when the P250 was a one-shot headshot from close range?
Yeah, it was the most underrated pistol, the P250 back then. I used it a lot, no matter which round, pistol round, gun round. If I couldn't afford it, I would actually not get the CZ and get a P250 just because it's you're in control of your bullets a bit more. Yes. The CZ, it's a bit the burst between the bullets is a bit hectic. The P250 at long range, you could just dink the gun to 99 onto 1 HP or just kill him instantaneously. But we do see a full bar coming out Hudson Park. They are heading towards inside, but they're confronted with Prawn with an AWP. I like to see the early round protocol, Molly upper, take control of upper, and that's the first step. Now they can maybe double back into middle, take Pop Dog after this. But it just comes down to the way you take Pop Dog. It's very technical. There's like 6 different ways to take Pop Dog.
Which one do you prefer? Let's ask that.
I don't do double drop anymore because everyone knows how to counter that. But let's just focus on this little AWP shot being taken by Hazard. Dan, he misses both shots, and Fabmamak takes him up, but there's still Prawn back Summit, and he's landing those AWP shots. 2v4 at the moment, and he's going to creep a bit forward, gets a third. And last one's taken by God's Not Dead. Valiant attempt, they got the bomb down at the very least, something to work with, something to try compound with. You have to look at the small wins, like you mentioned earlier,
you do.
In life and in CS.
Yep. That for me was a little bit more, although the round didn't go the way of Hudson, it was a bit more of a clinical execute on trying to take the side. They had the early round defaults down. They were mollying uppers. They were trying to take pop control, and they were doing all these things, but just unfortunately not landing the shots. Going into a triple up setup, and
it's tough.
The negative buy.
Because that's BM buy. The BM buy. You run so much slower, and the bullets are so inaccurate. It's just not an economical or wise choice. It's a BM choice to make, and he's going to go up pop with an AWP, and he has the movement to do it. Prawn, but now look at this Ivy control. Coming out of Hudson Park, Molly just to deter them, or slow them down a bit longer. Oh, what a botch smoke coming out of Goats. He definitely would have wanted. Look at this control from inside. But Goats has Ali on lockdown, gets traded out nonetheless, 4v4. But they still have control, right? They still have upper.
Yes.
They know they're going A. That's the concrete information that's been given. They are going A. But there's only 2 more choke points for them to focus on. And Wowzer is going to keep bobbing back and forth. He's going to try to take high ground here. It's a sound cue coming out. He's about to get crept on, but he does finish off the kill with a lovely flick. And no one's going alley. They've completely forgotten about alley. And there we go. Some Magiv, no scopes. Oh!
Hey!
Okay.
God's Not Dead showing
he's
us.
Stunting. That's the flare. That's the va-va-voom we're all looking for.
The knife.
And he gets the knife. That's, wow, all right.
All right.
If you can't go for the knife. I mean, economically it is the wise choice.
But I don't
emotionally,
think this decision was based on economy, to be honest.
No, but that's not based on economy at all.
2 AWPs coming out. There is an AWP now on the side of Hudson, and I want to see them not contest mid, but contest Ivy, because we've seen that God's Not Dead or Prawn, either one of them, they've been rotating that position, going into Ivy with the AWP. So you can easily contest by jumping onto that trash can and then firing from there, a bit of an off angle, peeking into Ivy. So I'd like to see that. I don't want to see the default, try and go mid with the AWP and see what you can get done. But at this point, it looks like that's what they're going to do. 5 players in A main, they're going to rotate back out now just because of that negative, just that spray.
Look at this Ivy push here. God's Not Dead has 5 players to fight, and he just has to chill here. As you can see, the AWP is holding the long angles while the rest are rotating towards inner sight, and Prawn, he's going to push even further. He's going to be confronted with a lot of numbers. No scope. There we go. He's going to get out of there.
Yeah, 100% get out.
Another angle, and then another player looking to push Pop Dog, and definitely would have wanted that shot, actually.
Oh, you got to hit those.
Yeah, you definitely got to hit those.
There we go.
Hits the second shot. They're not easier than a player wide swinging, actually. So.
Well, yes. You know, I mean, if you slow peek you never slow peek an angle into an AWP anyways. Kadem, he finds one.
Oh, but there's someone already up a B as well with an Negev and an AK-47, and this. Oh, no. Man. Oh, this looks like one of those episodes from like Walking Dead, and just one player alive, and there's just zombies everywhere. It's just everywhere you go, there's no way you're gonna survive. No matter what you do, no matter who comes, you're definitely gonna die. You're gonna die.
You're gonna die. You're gonna die. So 7-0 is the scoreline. The buy is out again for Hudson Park. They've got 2 Gills and a P90, 2 AKs. Again, no util. They've got money for util, but they're not buying it. There's one flash on the entire team. One flash, and there's the flash to counter, and that is all 5 blind. He's only going to get one as GOAT, but there's already God's Not Dead there covering that angle and into Ivy, and he's going to see 3 more and missing that shot. And there's the Negev, finds one. That's just...
He's laying down the cover fire. Flash does come up for him to re-peek and proceed forward as he wants to do. He's got 100 bullets. So, I mean, why not hold mouse 1 down? That's why, because you're slow.
Yeah.
But he does take out the player nonetheless. This deleted by Famark. At least he's be happy about the kills he's getting, at the very least. 3 kills. Oh man, 180.
180?
He finishes them off.
Okay, there we go. Okay.
Time. That wouldn't work against the pro team, but
no.
All right.
No, they can't. But this is the complacency that people get into, right? They play against a weaker team and they do, you know, the BM stuff, the normal stuff that we see. Yeah. But why not play your game but try different stuff? You know, try set executes against the team. Try different things. Don't go, you know, full showboaty and, you know, buying things like 3 open and Negev. It's a bit unfortunate. Rather use these rounds to solidify the rest of your tournament position.
Make sure your plays work. Make sure your positions are solidified. Make sure you can anchor inside alone if you can. But gets that double, gets that colat. And he's going to go back for more, it seems. He gets a 3rd kill, and it's like shooting fish in a barrel. Yep. It's like clay shooting, really. But no, clay shooting is actually hard, so it's not. But close analogy.
So, 9-0, 3 AWPs. This is... we can't really analyze this game anymore because it's just getting to that point.
They're getting plowed. It just doesn't seem like they don't have a good foundation to work off, like a decent default where 1, you stop aggression from the CTs, 2, you take map control, and 3, you're waiting for any mistakes, and then the last part is executing into the site of choice. The easier site, where you force the rotations from the default you've done.
Yeah. I want to see at least one player watching for the rotates and making sure that they're not getting flanked like this, and because they've literally lost every single piece of map control except for Pop. Like that's it. They don't have anything else, and it's such a bad position to get yourself caught into, because you're sitting now and you're like, okay, well, you know, what do we do? And this is at this point, this is where you start thinking to yourself,
Yeah, exactly. They would have better success if they rushed every round.
Exactly.
Outside, like just throwing flashes and running out and relying on the aim duels, because they're not getting aim duels because they're always in a horrible situation, and the knowledge of angles isn't really up to scratch just yet for them to hold off angles and wait for aggression, as you could see the previous round. So
Pawn's 15-0, by the way.
15-0, man. He's 16-0.
16-0.
That's insane.
So Famark with the P90, he takes out Wowzer, but the AWP is there at the back of green, waiting for that, peeking the long angle with an SMG. We've been speaking about this is not going to work. There's the AWP of God's Not Dead. He's going to take that out. Now all of a sudden there's only 2 players left. Pushing through RGB is Scully, and he's going to try and find that kill. God's Not Dead. Oh, there's the no-scope. Kadem now in a 1v1, first 1v1 that we've seen, and the AK does come through for him. God's Not Dead left on 20 HP. Let's see what he can do. He's trying to get that high ground, but so are both players. And I don't think God's Not Dead expects this. They're crossing over each other. Oh, there we go. Okay.
That's the first round. And what did I say? They just need to go outside and pug and just hope for the best, because they're aggressing inside, they're aggressing Ivy, so there's some isolation at stake, or up for them to actually take. And
I mean, look at all the smiles and stuff. This is CS, right?
So
you're getting pummeled, and you're still smiles and laughing and joking.
Banter back and
That's
forth.
great. That's great.
And again, you always got to have fun playing Counter-Strike. But
100%.
I have a specific way to have fun, and that's playing
Winning?
Counter-Strike the right way.
Okay.
Not winning, the right
The
way.
right
I don't
way.
care. If I get 16-0, so be it. But if it's because of us, you know what I mean? I'm going to be happy.
But this is what we were talking about a bit earlier outside is, you know, I don't mind losing, and because if I know that all my strats didn't work, then it was my fault for lack of preparation.
Yeah.
And I think that's, you know, definitely a sight to see here, where you just, like we've said, we're not seeing the default, we're not seeing any of the util come out. And I think every team, you don't have to be a professional on a map, but you have to be proficient on a map.
Agreed.
And that just comes down to putting in a little bit of extra time and effort into learning some set smokes and set mollies, even if it's 1 or 2 executes that you can use. If you're still a new team starting out, rather do that than not know a map at all.
Agreed. And you could always work on your basic fundamentals as a team, spacing and trading, utility usage, and communication. I mean, it should be enough to propel you to win a few more rounds than one, I'd say. And there we go. 2v2 at the moment. I thought they had the man lead there. They did, but it got taken away super fast there by Prawn. He just seems to be landing a lot of shots there and making himself quite a nuisance. Thorn on their side, if you will. 2v1. Oh, man. Are they going for the knife? He
316.
He 316.
No. Come on. Who was that? Was that Prawn?
Yes.
I've lost
So
my
many
coattails is
star
dead. Lighters is dead. We've got 11-1.
I don't believe what just happened, dude. I don't believe what just happened.
That was crazy.
180 no scope.
180 no
ladder.
scope, easy.
I can't do that. Tell you that.
No, not a chance.
I'm not a hope. Like I'm good at the game, but I
Did you
can't
see
do
what
that.
Shroud did on train, by the way?
No, what did he do?
So he goes on the back of yellow, he climbs up the ladder, jumps off the ladder, 360s and plows the oak in electric to win the round. Yeah, no, that oak is mental. But here we go, 11-1 is the scoreline. Hudson Park picking up around, and Wowza with the swag 7.
That's the bomb as well, stuck
Gets
in
the bomb?
upper, so
Oh, no.
it's pretty much over, I'd say. No, but
No,
they throw like
unless they throw the round like this. Now 11-1. Hudson find themselves the man advantage. Prawn here with the AWP gets that no scope. He's been doing that all day, and now evens the scoreline, evens the advantage out to a 2-on-2, and they have bomb control.
Yeah, if I was the coach right now, I'd call attack pause and give them all a good spanking, to be honest. Get your life together, boys.
Yep. And now 1v1 as Prawn decides to kill himself, but Goat's got it. And 12-1 is the scoreline now. 4 rounds away is St. Benedict from closing this off. And we do see that Hudson Park has a bye here. They have come around to the theory that AKs work, and they're going to pick up 5 AKs. And, well, yeah, St. Benedict's, we keep talking about and saying things like, what can Hudson do? And I agree with you completely. Just show some aggression into A. You literally need to throw one flash over the wall and just run 5 men into that A side. And, I mean, with what?
Oh man, but when you're landing shots like that, when that doesn't work for you. But I like how they're actually getting kills when they rush out of middle. They're actually getting trades,
Yes.
but it's not in
they're
their
going to get a
favor.
bomb planche here as well, the first one of the game.
The second one, but I agree, that's great. That's great news. They can work off that. Now it's a 1v1, it's winnable. It's all of a sudden winnable. Oh, this Kobe's not going to do much damage.
But that
GG.
molly is, yeah.
It's GG molly.
Okay.
When you see molly like that,
it's just GG molly. GG molly, yeah.
There's not much you can do in that.
13-1 is the scoreline.
What played has been called out. And again, it is 13-1. It's against the CT side of the map, so it's
CT
good
side.
for
Old nuke. Old nuke.
Basically the old nuke. Yeah, Hudson, a bit lost for ideas, I'd say, at the moment.
Yeah.
At least now, they didn't have utility the previous round, which they do now, so if they can use them quite efficiently and effectively outside when they rush, that could be nice. Even if they rush Pop Dog, that'd be cool.
It would be, and that's what we keep talking about, that aggression that we need to see. It doesn't take much to throw a flash over there and just find some aggression, but we do see them coming through a main already out. That is great. The AWP is there covering as well. Already somebody in Olaf. The nade does come out into RGB.
What a perfect grenade.
That was great.
Was it planned? No.
Oh, no. Surely not. Well, that one was finding one. And now all of a sudden, it's a 2v4. This is very winnable here for Hudson Park. They could pick up the second round of the game. And Sprawn with the AWP finds one. Can he find second? No. Not enough patience. Then there's Famak with the AWP. Hudson picking up the second round of this game. 13-2.
13-2 indeed.
St. Benedict's in the lead.
A firm lead at that.
Firm lead.
A very firm lead. They're pugging and playing a bit recklessly, but it's working and they're landing their shots. And at the end of the day, if you can't handle a pug, if you Hudson, you kind of don't deserve respect in that sense. Because a lot of people, they say you got to earn your respect in a sense, but I mean, at the same time, you can't just give it willy-nilly, no?
No, you can't. And we definitely see that here from St. Benedict's. Julie's coming out again. Upgraded pistols, not really a lot of util, but they're going to come into this A side here already through, doing some damage. No kills going down yet. The USP doesn't come in. Taps are not there. And the GOAT and his Dan picks up one. God's not there as well for one. And he's going to be good for only one. Who's that? His Dan jumping around on low HP.
Yeah, this is a very tough battle. And then at least it's a 3v1, I was about to say 3v2 winnable, but not winnable at all. It just comes down to shots. Again, pistol round, you can throw the smokes, all the flashes you want. You can plan for hours and hours, but if you can't land the shots, it's worth nothing.
You have to land the shots, eh? And that's just the crux of the matter here is, you can have the biggest brain in the world. If you don't have the aim, those executes aren't going to come through.
Yeah, I mean, there's that phrase saying all aim, no brain, but I don't know. You'd rather have a bit of aim than no brain? I don't know.
Let's not get into this argument here.
Agreed.
14-2, and there's the aggression there from Hudson. Finds one. Famok's good for one. Gets traded out there by Prawn. He's been doing that quite consistently, and now God's Not Dead's taking Z control or connector control here. And he made a bit of Scully. He knew, couldn't get the shot off first though, and God's Not Dead is going to rotate all the way around behind. Going to try and find one, but the team's already dead. They're all dead. This will be surely match point for St. Benedict's. Yes, that is.
Too easy for them, really.
Yeah.
25 kills sitting on Braun, 21 on God's Not Dead. 2 carries of the team doing quite well, not too bad at all, hitting their shots and doing the Lord's work. That's what you want to see. 15 rounds. On the side of Hudson Park, it's 2. And they start off with a spawn stab, so...
That's always a good sign.
Yeah, always a good sign. Good things are coming.
Good things are coming. I've actually seen somebody clutch around after being stabbed from spawn, so we'll see if that can be replicated. But that is it. So 5 Hezadans there for the first one with the Julies. He finds one. Bomb is going to go down. God's Not Dead with the AK. Finds a second. Goat's there as well, but the Deagle comes out. Prawn replies, and that is at 16-2, the way of St. Benedict's. 2-0. And in a stylish fashion as well.
So it's stylish with a lot of BM, a little razzmatazz, some 180 no-scopes there. Yeah, action-packed game and pretty much a deathmatch over looking at it, how the game went. And Hudson Park, I do believe that's them knocked out the tournament. So
yes,
they're gonna.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for coming, but also do a lot of work. Come back stronger next
100%.
year. They've definitely a lot of room to improve, and there's a lot of content out there to learn from. But again, it is the high school league, so it's nice to see that out here,
the guys here playing,
enjoying themselves. As we saw on the cameras earlier, they were enjoying themselves, and the side of St. Benedict, well played by them. They have 2 strong players, 3 strong players. We did see Goat pop off now and then.
Popped off there and
wowzer. So just going into tomorrow, again, carrying out the strong performance, keep hitting your shots, keep doing the Lord's work, keep doing what's needed to carry on and progress to the semi-final if need be. It is a quarter-final tomorrow. It is a playoff game, so guys...
Go back home, watch some demos.
We'll have about, a couple of hours, let's say 12 hours to actually prepare. Some sleep there, some work, some eat, and come back stronger tomorrow. And we'll see a lot more refined Counter-Strike tomorrow, as it is the playoffs. There's more at stake, and the players will be
there's one of them right now.
Nothing wrong with their camera, so nothing wrong at all.
Exactly.
But guys, do stay tuned. There will be potentially a Dota game next. But I lied to you. But I don't do that often. But guys, that will be the conclusion at the Mavericks, the VS Gaming, the HSCL League, High School Esports League. So acronyms are wrong, but I did say it right. So come back tomorrow, guys, and peace and chicken grease.
Cheers, guys.
It is a culmination of a year-long league. These are the best of the best our country has to give.
Nice big stun coming in from Zizawi, but that is it. Only one, and that is it. I don't think there's more. And you're great champions.
Look at the glee, look at the joy. He's finally broken the curse. The shouts of true victory.
It's mine.
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 It's mine.